Hi. So this is the kit that I got with the Ronin Pro kit. It contains a lot of good shit. Like, you get this manual, you get the Raven Eye. You don't get the screwdriver. I threw that in there. You've got all these attachments and shit. Like, you have zippered pockets with numerous cables and a fucking Raven Eye module, which I haven't connected yet. I have charged it up. I might try it out one day on my my Ricoh, but the GoPro really doesn't have HDMI out. So maybe when I get a mirrorless camera one day, you know, we'll use it. It's got all these fucking cables in here. It straps in here really nicely neat, so you can see. Super secure. I kept this shitty plastic just to protect it. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put this down. I'm using the GoPro's preview, and the attachment for, so the Ronin comes with an attachment so you can have your smartphone on the side, so I can actually see myself while I'm talking to you on this camera, which is kind of good. But unfortunately, because it's not level with the camera, I have to actually look down over here to see what I'm doing, so I have to ignore myself. I'm just using it in my peripheral vision to make sure I'm in the shot right, but my peripheral vision isn't that great, so it's kind of like a hit or miss. But yeah, this gimbal has been really great to use. I have only used this much of it so far. There's a lot of shit that I need to learn on it. The joystick is incredible. Like, you can just, it's so sensitive. You can customize the buttons into 3 modes. I haven't bothered to actually change that yet. It's you know, something I might do later on. Yeah, it's a fun toy. I did buy the insurance. So the DJI company offered their VIP replacement plan, which I think is like 49 bucks US, which is a fucking bargain. Because I'm so clumsy and I destroy shit easily, as you know, I figured, why not? So when you buy this, it actually gives you up to 2 replacements. So if I accidentally drop this or destroy it or something happens and I need a replacement, they'll ship you one out for free. Like, you, not free, you pay like 39 bucks for the first replacement US, but the shipping is free, back and forth. And then the second one I think is like 49 bucks or 59 bucks. Who cares? This thing's worth like $800 Canadian tax in, so it's quite a heavy investment. But you know, I see it as a future piece of tool that I'll be using quite a bit and a lot. And apparently you can even extend this 1 more year for idiots like me who love destroying stuff. So I'll probably sign up for another year after I'm done this. You know, who knows? I really don't want to drop this thing, but I'm really clumsy, especially when I'm walking around. I don't see where I'm walking. I might trip over something. Yeah, so I'm kind of prone to that. I think what I'm going to do in this video is just probably talk about the Ronin a bit and how easy it has been to use and some of the challenges that I've seen in using it. So one of the main problems that I've found is because, fucking cat toy. Yeah, there you go. Because the GoPro was like 140 grams, if that, the gimbal really has a hard time balancing this thing because it's used to, you know, if I'm poking here, these motors are really good. It's really built for cameras that are like 1 to 5 pounds or 6 pounds max. This thing weighs like not even like 100 and there goes the kitty, 140 grams total for this GoPro. Now I did try mounting my Ricoh in here. The problem with the Ricoh is I'll take a photo of how it looks, and I'll put it into the video. It also comes with a different mandrel mount or whatever the fuck it's called. I can't remember the name, but they're both very nice. The Swiss mount is nice because you just lock it in and you can bolt it into your camera, and then you just undo these levers here and you rip it out quickly to change. So I might buy a few extra. of these if I get another camera. Now, I don't have any plans on buying anything right now. I want to focus my video on just using the GoPro. I was going to entertain using this, but I found with this it was almost impossible to balance on the gimbal because it's so thin. It's just like the GoPro. The center of gravity is almost perfect, so it's really hard to balance. And if you've seen in the picture that I'll upload into this video, the side of there's a whole chunk of metal that sticks out because I'm trying to balance it, and that's the only way I can balance these small cameras on here. If I had a larger camera, it'd be a different story. It'd be far more easier to balance, and I wouldn't have the problems when I'm walking around where it starts to twist upside down because it's trying to shoot. It holds the camera upside down for some reason. Now, I can actually unbolt the head of this thing and actually sling it upside down, and it does work excellent for that. And I have used it in a few of my shots, you know, for getting low slung shots near water and stuff like that, or drains where you can really just get close and into things like poles and stuff and do like zoom, go in between them, which is kind of neat. It's pretty fun. Although, you know, when you're walking down the street with this thing, it's kind of obvious you're holding something, so people are always looking at you. You know, it's not as, when you're with the GoPro under your chin, it's kind of, you look kind of stupid, but people kind of look away because they're just like, you know, whatever. But when you're holding this big ass fucking contraption, it looks like a gigantic space alien thing where it's got these arms sticking out and Ronin on the big side. So it's kind of obvious that, you know, you're shooting video. No one's really confronted me on it. You know, I don't care. I'd probably cut them out if they requested it. I don't really give a shit. But it's been pretty easy rolling down the sidewalk or the streets with this thing. And just filming wherever I go. Now, the only thing I don't really want to do right now is film in the sea trains and stuff like that. I don't want to do that right now. I don't feel like, unless there's something interesting going on, like say if there's some sketchy people fighting or something, or some kind of weird scene that's going on, yeah, I'll film it. But you know, it's mainly just I'll roam down wherever and just capture videos, like the other day when I found a protest against the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, so that was kind of neat. So I filmed that for a little bit. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. I did put my name here on the GoPro. You know, I'm really prone to losing shit, so I put my name and number, and it says reward if found. Not like anybody would return it, you know, if they found it, because it's pretty fucking expensive, but you never know. But it's a good tool to have. Now, would I recommend you buy one? Probably not. I mean, unless you have money to burn, and you really want quality. I really don't recommend you buy those cheap gimbals like the Feiyu. They're just shit. DJI makes some cheaper gimbals for the GoPro actually, and I did consider that, but you know, the reason that I did buy this far more expensive one is I wanted the flexibility of, you know, say I wanted to get a better camera that had, you know, a far better, closer look. Like with the GoPro, unfortunately, it has a really wide angle lens, even on the linear mode. So it's hard to crop the shots. In fact, you can see my clothes over here in the back of the shot. This way. You can see the clothes in the back of the shot, and I really want to cut that out and make sure it's, you know, a cleaner shot to look at. I do have lights up here, so I'll just turn this around and give you a little tour of the light. So I have light up here, and then I have, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to put this on. There we go. Yeah. There we are. So I do have a light here, and then I have another light up here, which helps with and if you hit the trigger button 3 times, it puts it in selfie mode, so it immediately zips back and hey, I'm back on the screen. It's kind of cool, but you know, these things take time to learn. Now, if I did have a camera that does interface with this, there's a control cable that goes from the gimbal to the camera, so I could actually do like change record, hit record. I can actually, you know, change the focus. There's a focus wheel here on this thing that's so butter smooth. It's incredible. There's another jog wheel here that allows you to change the mode settings on the OLED screen. It's super nice. The battery is incredible. I think I used it for like 2 hours and it's gone down 6%. Just crazy good. I did watch some videos on YouTube of people that are using this gimbal or other gimbals, and they have good tips on how to shoot and shot ideas. So unfortunately I wasn't able to hook up with Laszlo this week. I had to get a dentist appointment. I had to get a couple of fillings put into my mouth, and that kind of took precedence. But you know, Laszlo and I will hook up likely next week. I love editing, although it does take time, and my videos are quite basic right now. I hope to expand and add more sound effects and add some music into the line. It's just finding that sweet spot. I did find a really bunch of cool videos on YouTube about lighting and how important it is, and that taught me quite a bit. I didn't realize there was such work to get that lighting shot for things like interviews. Like, you really have to light the subject correctly, and you have to make sure that there's a backfill light, and even if you have a window, people are shooting light through the back, so it gives the illusion that there's bright sunlight coming through. All these little tricks I would never learn about unless the professionals actually told me, you know, on YouTube. Funny stuff, you know, I'll eventually touch on some serious subjects, you know, like becoming a widow, you know, the experiences of that. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have experienced a loss in their life and would like to know what it's like, what kind of information that I can share and that may be helpful. Fortunately on YouTube there's a really lot of good content on there, and some of it's not very good, but a lot of it's really good. You know, we'll touch on to that, but I want to really just go into the light stuff right now. You know, have some fun with this thing. I might hit up that coffee shop on Friday again. I'm getting low on my... I love Kensington. I'll go back and shoot some other videos in there, different routes, different stores. There's a Irish-Scottish store that's in Kensington that caught my eye a few times. There's a 420 pot store that I wouldn't mind going in and touring. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun on this. I've got a few more videos that are gonna... There's one that's going up tonight or Thursday. That's the protest video, so hopefully that comes out well. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, and we'll have more content coming up, so stick around.